FIFA is one of the most corrupt organizations in the world. You can rank them alongside the IOC and the Trump White House, and whichever order you want, I would probably agree that you have it in the right order. FIFA is not offering the World Cup as an act of altruism.
Looking for reliable and convenient personal safety products? Less Lethal has you covered. As Canada's only authorized Byrna distributor, we provide a range of products for recreation, protection, and security. Explore our Byrna launcher lineup, including the LE, SD, TCR, and Mission 4, designed for different levels of performance and protection needs. We also offer the Banshee personal safety alarm, designed to protect children, women, and vulnerable individuals. Because your safety is our top priority. Shop now at lesslethal.ca.
Today on True Patriot Love, we have back our friend Moshe Lander, a senior lecturer from Concordia University for economics. How are you doing?
I'm well, thanks.
Good, good. So FIFA, we're going to talk a little about the Cup, and 2 days away, and everyone's getting excited. Soccer fans are getting excited. I don't know. Are you a soccer fan?
I am. I'm a huge sports fan in general, but I love watching national soccer. Not as much at the club level, but I'm getting a little more into it with each passing year. But yes, I will be watching actively.
Oh, good, good. Okay, so Bosnia, Canada, kicking it off on Friday, 3:00. You know, I'm here in Toronto. You're in Montreal, I think.
Yes.
And I'm sure big soccer fans in Montreal. Of course, Toronto. Yeah, so. I wouldn't say you're hearing a lot of buzz. You know, I came in today and I asked everyone, I said, who's watching the game on Friday? It was a little less than 50-50, in my small survey I did coming in. But yeah, I'm sure a lot of interest. The TV stations are playing it. Quite frankly, they're promoting the heck out of it. I think they're doing a good job trying to get the message out. But, before we did a show, and the show was about the cost of the Cup and what it was going to cost Canada. And the parliamentary budget officer came out and said, listen, this thing's ballooned up. It's going to cost well over $1 billion. And I was like, wow, $1 billion. Because I remember John Tory, when he was the mayor, I remember the conversation about $45 million at council. That's kind of what I recollect. Then I did a budget show and we talked about $100 million. And I thought, okay, I was kind of probably at about 200 million. And then all of a sudden I start hearing these numbers ballooning up, transfers. Our mayor, Olivia Chow, was running around saying she was short 96 million. She started buying tickets. I don't know if you remember that one. It was kind of a funny issue. The city of Toronto went out and said, listen, we're short about 96 million. We're having trouble paying for Fan Fest. We're having all these challenges. We're going to get into the scalper game. So they bought 3,500 tickets. They tried to, they tell us they've resold most of them. But at the same time, the province came out and enacted a non-scalper rule, which then took that into flux. So that was a little bit of a mess. But, we're now I was looking this morning before the show, we're now at about $500 million from the feds towards this event. And then the other $500 million is coming from all levels of government. So that's from Vancouver to cover 13 games, which doesn't seem like much compared to the 78 for two stadiums, one that holds now 54,000 and the other one that holds 45,000. So I'm trying to do the math, which I'm going to ask you to help me with. So I'm struggling with that. And then I'm trying to figure out, okay, does this make sense? And I'm like, okay, I guess it has some long-term benefits because we spent about 130 million plus on capital expenditures. I don't know where that money sits. So I don't know if it's in the billion, not in the billion. It's hard to figure out because, there's all these kind of flying numbers that actually do this. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, who makes the money here? So who actually, I know we've spent $1 billion. I kind of do some quick math and I think, okay, I got, let's say average 45,000 seats sold. I'm hearing rumors that hotel vacancies are still seasonal. So basically didn't increase the number of people in hotel rooms. And then I'm hearing all these quotes about how there's still tickets left, but tickets are at an outrageous price. So Mose, help me understand how revenues flow here, who gets what, and how at the end of the day, does this make any sense for Canada and for our two cities?
Yeah, it is a bit of a head scratcher when you start to try and parse the numbers. I'll make it as simple as I can. The vast majority of the money goes to FIFA, and everybody else is fighting for crumbs. So we can look at whether it's $500 million here or 100 million there. It really is. FIFA is one of the most corrupt organizations in the world. You can rank them alongside the IOC and the Trump White House, and whichever order you want, I would probably agree that you have it in the right order. FIFA is not offering the World Cup as an act of altruism. And I think that was a mistake by John Tory from the beginning in Toronto. At least Olivia Chow had the common sense to say, I think it was about 6 months ago, we're stuck with this, which was clearly, I didn't ask for this. I wasn't mayor at the time, but I am mayor now, and I can hand it back. So we're just going to have to keep on keeping on, and whatever happens, I will at least say I never wanted this in the first place. The Vancouver mayor right now, Mayor Sims, he continues to double, triple, quadruple down, promising these outrageous benefits to the Vancouver economy that bear no resemblance to reality. And so I think that if he thinks that he's going to capture some of these billions of dollars, he's sorely mistaken. So when FIFA comes to these host countries, what they're really looking to do is prey on your fear. So how many times have we seen civic leaders throw money at stadiums, arenas, trying to bring a sports team to town for fear of being the one that would allow the sports team to go? Quebec Nordiques left Quebec City, became the Colorado Avalanche, and the next year they win the Stanley Cup. Man, wouldn't you hate to be the mayor of Quebec City that let that team go, and they ended up winning multiple Stanley Cups in the 1990s, where it could have been you being the mayor hosting the parade? So what happens then is that FIFA has become extremely good at saying to North America, are you interested? Because if you're not, I know other people that would be. And it almost sounds like this slick used car sales that you would hear from, the 1970s, 1980s, that got somebody coming to look at this car at 5 o'clock, make an offer quick. And that's the way that they extract money. When they get you to sign on the dotted line, I know that, of course, there's lawyers that read over it and that the city does their due diligence, but I think they discount some of the small print. And so when they start realizing, wait a second, we're responsible for this too? You mean we have to pay the full security bill? Wait, we have to rip up all of the grass at BMO Field and put in brand new grass that meets the level that FIFA expects of us? Hey, it's Toronto. Don't you know we have winter here? It's snowy here. Wait, the capacity of the stadium isn't good enough. We have to put up temporary seating to make sure that we meet the minimum amount necessary. These are the types of things that once you get into business with them, unless you have the guts to hand it back and say, changed my mind, I reconsidered, you are, like Olivia Chow said, stuck with it. And then what happens is that the costs go out of control. The way that I would explain it to a non-sports economist, the way that I would explain it to just, I'll say, the average person in the street, which sounds kind of condescending, is that if you've ever been through any home renovation, there's three things that anybody wants out of their renovation. They want it to be on budget, they want it to be on time, and just for the purposes of symmetry, I'm going to call it on quality. Like, you want good work done. Any home renovation can have two of those three, but it's not going to have all three unless it's a pure accident. And if it happens, you keep that contractor for the rest of your life because you found the golden goose. But as the homeowner, you can decide which one do you want to sacrifice. If you want on budget and on time, you give up on quality. If you want on time and on quality, you give up on budget. And if you want on quality and on budget, then you give up on time. You get to choose. But when it comes to FIFA and the World Cup, you don't get to choose. You can't go to FIFA right before the event begins tomorrow officially and say, not ready yet. Can I have another month? No, this goes ahead. You said the first game in Canada is on Friday. It goes ahead on Friday. And you can't compromise quality either, because FIFA says this is our crown event. There's nothing that you're going to do that will embarrass us and make our event look less valuable to future hosts than what we expect out of you. So what has to go out the window? the on budget bit. So when John Tory said, you said 45 million, I actually remember 30 million, which might have been an even earlier estimate. So it seems that he missed a zero in his calculations.